Hey everybody, Dustin Jelmstead, 4-Star Ninja Academy. I'm here to give you your Red River Riot obstacle course walkthrough video and rules video. So this is going to be for scaled and intermediate. So I'm going to run through the course for scaled and intermediate, and then I'm going to go through and tell you the rule differences between those. So one thing that is different between scaled and intermediate, both athletes must complete each obstacle. You will get half points for one athlete completing that obstacle. You will get full points if both athletes complete each obstacle. So there are a total of 10 obstacles for scaled and intermediate. For scaled, the difference is scaled, you get to pick and choose which obstacles you guys do. So each athlete will have to complete 5 out of the 10 obstacles. So you guys get to pick and choose which of your strengths on obstacles would be better for your team. So if one person is better at hanging or doing rings, that athlete then would start on the rings. If one athlete is better at balance and agility, you can kind of pick and choose between those different obstacles. You will get full points if one athlete completes that obstacle. If the athlete that does that obstacle fails the obstacle, so let's say I am the one that chose to do the rings, and I fail on the rings, the other athlete does have the opportunity then to go on and do those rings to try and get those full points. So only one athlete needs to complete it, but if the first one fails that obstacle, the second athlete has the opportunity to complete it for their points. These pads won't be here for you guys. So, pick them up. Obstacle 2 is going to be your balance. Obstacle 3, a rope swing. Obstacle 4, the quad steps. Obstacle 5, the cone swing. For your next obstacle, we've got our agility, which is going to be the ice cubes with our A-frames. There. And then we have our trapeze bars. Clear. Next obstacle, we have the U-ropes. Next obstacle, the close swirls. Clear. After the squirrels, we have, for intermediate, the 12-foot warped wall. Clear. For scaled, after the squirrels, we are doing a cargo net climb. All right, we're gonna give you the rules for the ninja course. So, starting off with our first obstacle, which we have is the rings. So, you are allowed, you're gonna start on your starting block. You are allowed to use the rings, no straps are allowed. Making our way through all these rings. Like I explained in the video, these red pads will not be here, so you won't have to keep your legs and knees tucked up. Coming over to your, they call this your point B. So you have your point A, which is your starting point. Point B is your end point. This then becomes point A of the next obstacle, which is your balance obstacle. The rules on the balance is metal is the only thing allowed on these grab bars. The wood portions are not allowed. That's considered part of the floor. So the black carpet and the wood are off limits. So making our way across using only the metal. And then with our white knobs, we are going to walk on top of the white knobs, not on the wood. So knobs only, not the wood. If you step on the wood, that would result in a fail. Coming to, let me get to that last knob, this obstacle is clear. Then we make our way over to the rope swing. Got an upset kid here. So this becomes your point A of the rope swing. Rope swing, if you're able to reach it, you can grab it, pull it back, and swing across. If you want to just run through it, you can. Coming over to your point B, which is this orange pad here. That becomes point A of your next obstacle, which is the quad steps. You're allowed the quad steps only, no floor. Hands and feet are allowed. So you can use both hands and feet on those quad steps as you make your way through those quad steps over to this next orange pad, which is your point B of that obstacle. This then becomes point A for the next one, which is your cone swing. Cone swing is for RX. We will have a dog bowl, which has a little bit easier grip for intermediate, and we'll just have a standard ring here for scaled. We're gonna use that. So with the cone, only the red portion is allowed. No mounting hardware or straps are allowed. Only hands on the red. So we cannot wrap our hands around any part of the mounting hardware. Using that to swing across to our point B, which is this obstacle right here, or this. For the rules for scaled and intermediate, for our agility portion with our ice cubes here, call those our ice cubes. Starting on your point A, making our way on top of the cubes, over top of these A-frames. For scaled, these black bases are allowed. For intermediate, these black bases are going to be considered part of the floor. So for scaled, you can go up and come down, jump over those however you need to, making our way over to this orange pad. For intermediate, you will have to use your hands and feet without touching the floor or the bases of these A-frames. So you can run over the top of them, you can put your feet on the sides, climb across, whatever you want to do on these A-frames right here. Then this becomes point A of the trapeze bars. The trapeze bars, no mounting hardware or straps, so the bars only, making our way through all of these bars over to this orange pad, which is your point B, and then on to point A for the U-ropes. Obstacle is becomes point A of the U ropes. The U ropes, you're allowed any part of the ropes. Hands and feet are allowed on these. Making your way over to the next path. To the flying squirrels. White handles. I don't recommend grabbing the outsides of these. Using those handles, we are going to ricochet through these flying squirrels to this orange pad right here. All right, for the last obstacle for scaled and intermediate, with the warp wall, we have a 12-foot warped wall. Running up, grabbing the bar at the top, pulling ourselves up on top of that wall. Once you are up on top of that wall, you can make your way down the fireman's pole. Once the second athlete is on top of that wall, that is where you will be awarded your full points. If only one athlete gets on top of that wall, then you will get your half points. You're allowed 2 attempts for each athlete on the warped wall. For your scaled, after you complete the squirrels, you're gonna make your way over to the cargo net. Again, with scaled, only one athlete needs to complete the obstacle to get your points. So, the cargo net, you're just making your way up to that bell where you will ring the bell, and that will be the completion on the cargo net climb. All right, guys, I am going to explain how a ninja course, obstacle course works. So each obstacle is worth multiple points. So you have some 2 and some 4-point obstacles, and I will provide a list for what obstacles are worth how many points. As you complete each obstacle, you will be awarded points. So the object of a ninja course is to accumulate enough points to place you at the top. And then it comes down to time second. So if there's ever a tie for points, then that is when time through an obstacle course comes into play. So it is very important to try and complete all the obstacles to accumulate those points, rather than just trying to blaze through the obstacles, or let's say try to skip an obstacle because let's say you want to do the obstacle course quicker by skipping the first one, which is a bunch of rings. So the rings may not be a fast obstacle, but if you skip that, then you aren't awarded those points, and someone else that does complete those obstacles will get those extra points. And so it's very important to complete those obstacles to get those points. It's not just based on time alone. So I hope that explains that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, or when we do the walkthrough the day of, I will explain all that in detail as well to make sure everybody's on the same page with that. So we'll see you guys this weekend. Good luck.